might be the capital of fashion, but this year's Fashion Week proved that even the most glamorous stars can fumble hard. Pamela Anderson pulled up to Mugler looking like she just stepped straight out of an 80s time capsule. That shiny high-neck dress wasn't giving bold or edgy. It was giving vintage costume rental. The stiff shape completely swallowed her natural charm instead of highlighting it, leaving her looking more mannequin than muse. Then came Olivia Wilde at Chloe, and wow, what a plot twist. She showed up in what looked like the perfect outfit for a Prairie wedding that never happened. The ruffled crop top and over-the-top lace combo screamed antique shop accident instead of Paris runway moment. It's like she got dressed for a Western movie, then remembered she had a front row seat at Fashion Week. And don't even get me started on the leopard print drama, because it was wild, literally. Both Gwendolyn Christie and Rita Ora went full-on animal print, but not in a good way. Gwendolyn's outfit gave off major brunch at the zoo energy, while Rita looked like she might have left half her outfit in the hotel room. It was bold, sure, but not the kind of bold Paris Fashion Week needed. Leopard print might be a classic, but these looks proved that timeless doesn't always mean flawless. Barbara Vin totally left everyone confused at the BOF 500 gala. Her outfit had way too much going on. It was like a fashion experiment gone rogue. There were awkward hip pads, stray feathers popping out in random spots, and lace that looked like it got lost on the way to a wedding dress. It gave total DIY sewing project vibes instead of red carpet couture. Like, who approved this before she stepped out? Then came Lauren Sanchez, who somehow managed to pull off one of the weirdest style transformations of the week. First, she arrived in a stiff gray suit that screamed corporate PowerPoint presentation instead of Paris Fashion Week slay. It looked like she was about to announce quarterly profits, not walk into a fashion gala. Then at Chanel, she switched it up completely, but not for the better. The gown was clearly trying so hard to serve high drama, but it ended up looking fussy, old-fashioned, and just plain uncomfortable. When Jeff Bezos is the best-dressed one in the couple, you know something's off. And then Emma Corrin, oh wow. They looked like they raided their grandma's closet in the dark and decided to wear everything they found. The clashing tartans, the bulky fleece, it was pure thrift store chaos, not high fashion. And it didn't stop there. Jenna Ortega at Givenchy and Emma Chamberlain at Reg both made the same risky move, sheer skirts that didn't look like finished outfits. Instead of fashion forward, they gave forgot the rest of the look at home. It was more swimsuit cover-up than runway moment. Sophie Turner showed up at Louis Vuitton looking straight out of a comic book, and not in a runway way. The dramatic wings, chunky boots, and all-black silhouette had people whispering Batwoman cosplay instead of front row fashion. It was cool for Halloween, maybe, but for Paris Fashion Week, way too over the top. She looked ready to fight crime, not pose for photographers. Then there was Amy Lou Wood at Chloe, and her outfit was confusing. It couldn't decide if it wanted to be edgy dominatrix, cutesy schoolgirl, or quirky vintage throwback. It had all the vibes mixed together with no clear direction. And those beige boots, they just made things even worse. The whole look felt like 3 different wardrobes collided at once. Laura Worthington didn't escape the fashion chaos either. At Louis Vuitton, she took the oversized trend to a totally bizarre level. Her outfit looked like a belted blanket pretending to be couture. You could almost see the effort behind it. But instead of high fashion, it gave, I made this 5 minutes before the show. The fit was clumsy, the proportions off, and the whole thing screamed unfinished. Now Heidi Clum. Wow! Paris was not ready for that. Her Fashion Week appearances were pure chaos. She walked into the Vimo show in a huge boxy coat, only to strip it off and reveal what fans quickly called a sheer disaster. And somehow, things got even worse at Christian Luan. She showed up in lace tights that were apparently supposed to count as a full outfit, but let's be real, they didn't. And then came Jaden Smith at the same show, turning heads for all the wrong reasons. The red-on-red look, the gloves, the shoulder pads, it all screamed football practice instead of fashion icon. Paris Fashion Week definitely saw its fair share of confusion this year. Total chaos, but without any real payoff. On one side, you had Hailey Bieber and Zoe Kravitz, both rocking what can only be described as the "I just rolled out of bed and came to Fashion Week" aesthetic. Hailey showed up in a windbreaker and lace shorts combo that looked more like she was headed to grab coffee than hit a runway show. Zoe, on the other hand, wore a khaki bomber jacket with a pale yellow slip skirt. Stylish in theory, but in reality, it looked like she got dressed in 5 minutes flat. Casual doesn't always mean chic, and this time it totally missed. Charli XCX kept that same chaotic vibe going at Saint Laurent with her version of half-dressed chic. Except instead of serving mystery or confidence, it just looked messy, like she couldn't decide if she was going to the club or the show. Sometimes less isn't more, it's just less. Then came the celebs guilty of Fashion Week's biggest crime, being boring. Penelope Cruz, Emma Watson, Sarah Snook, and Kristen Stewart. Yep, even her. All wore dull, poorly fitted outfits that totally failed to impress. In Paris, the one place where standing out is everything. Being forgettable is the ultimate fashion sin. And let's talk about Carla Bruni. Her outfit was a total head-scratcher. The heavy fur coat over a mustard dress didn't scream Paris runway moment. It screamed flea market find. For a supermodel of her level, everyone expected magic, not maybe thrifted. Charlize Theron tried to turn up the heat at Dior, going bold with a shirtless look under a massive leather jacket. Meant to be edgy and rebellious, sure, but instead it came off awkward and overworked. The proportions were way off. Stay calm, ma soeur. Instead of looking daring and experimental, the outfit just came across as awkward and mismatched. Jennifer Lawrence, on the other hand, kept things chill but classy at Dior. She rocked 2 different looks. First, a layered trench and vest combo that gave total borrowed from the boys energy, cool and effortless. Then she switched things up completely, stepping out in jeans and a turtleneck, simple, clean, and super laid back. But honestly, maybe a little too casual for Paris Fashion Week. It felt more morning coffee run than runway royalty. Jenna Ortega brought the attitude, though. Her Dior fit had major edge. A King's Guard-style vest paired with a frayed denim mini that screamed rebellion. It had that punk meets elegant vibe she's known for. But let's be real, the vest was giving costume party more than couture, and the raw hem made it look unfinished instead of high fashion. It had potential, but the details just didn't land. That's a wrap on this year's Paris Fashion Week chaos and couture. If you love daily doses of celebrity drama, scandal, and style, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and stay locked in with us. Like, share, and drop your thoughts in the comments. And we'll see you in the next one, right here at NoFilter.